You don't have to know much about Boss Baby to know that it has gone through many changes. From Boss Baby 1 to Boss Baby Back in Business. Then we get into the weird stuff like Boss Baby 2 and Boss Baby Back in the Crib. I mean, look at this. Like, who is this girl? And why does she look like that? Because these later Boss Babies were probably created by some turd sniffing, toilet drinking Reddit user, we're only going to concern ourselves with the best Boss Baby. Boss Baby Back in Business. Today, we at GG No Re endeavor to show the world that Boss Baby Back in Business is a criminally underrated show and should be on your watch list. We are going to prove that Boss Baby Back in Business is one of the greatest shows of all time by looking at its lowest rated Google reviews. But GG No Re, you may say. Why would looking at the lowest rated reviews prove that it's a good show? Well, my friends, you're about to find out. So our first comment comes from LH. I saw this I saw a few episodes and decided I won't let my kids see it. It has a lot of unnecessary violent scenes. They use the word stupid way too much, and it's just not a friendly show. There's an episode where they make fun of a baby for the way he looked with an overbite. The adult news anchor lady belittles the baby for being ugly. Cartoons are supposed to be friendly and fun. The show is not child friendly. It's our job as parents to show our kids right from wrong and expose them to good things. It is negligent to let your kids watch the show. Well, I would say, if anything, this just proves that Boss Baby is a good show. I mean, who doesn't like babies being made fun of for the way they look and for the word stupid? I mean, come on, LH, you're just raising a softie at this point. LH is just being a Karen who won't let her kid have a little bit of fun. But let's see a comment from someone who's not a Karen. So we got NJ here saying Stacy can get punched in the not once, but until she dies. Personally, I'm obsessed with dogs, so Bug the Pug was very offensive to me. Like, why turn a faithful, kind, and loving animal into this? DreamWorks, please. Well, I think NJ is getting offended a little too easily. Bug the Pug was in like one episode, therefore, entire show, 1 star. Second of all, being offended by the fact that Bug the Pug was a spy and a dog at the same time is like being offended by the fact that the babies can talk. Not very logical, NJ. Joe Gianna Hall says, I only watched the pilot, but it is problematic to say the least. Reminds me of the touchy things that were shown in SpongeBob when we were growing up, scarring our generation and continuing to scar generations that are young now. I think Joe Gianna is a little confused here. The only episode that involves a pilot is Par Avion in season 1, episode probably like 8, which was one of the greatest episodes in the whole show. So you can't be criticizing that episode. Joe Gianna needs to find another show that involves pilots, because clearly Boss Baby is not it. Now we're about to humble poor Susan here, who's complaining about how bad the movie is in the review section for the Boss Baby show. Susan, if you're going to complain about the movie, write it in the review section for the movie, not the reviews for the show. Oh my gosh, Susan. Poor Susan. She's really, really confused. Next, we got Tamika, who says, I'm watching season 3, episode 1, and I would like to know what the heck is wrong with that African American little girl baby. Like she's drugged up, she don't blink or anything. Now, this, despite how bad most of the 1 star comments are, I think Tamika actually brings up a pretty good point. I mean, look at this baby. Why does it look like that? It doesn't make sense. And what's so funny about it is that it's like the only African American baby in the show and it looks like that. Our last 1 star review comes from Matthew Rodenberger, who says, This is the worst show. It makes my little brother watch it multiple times a week, and my brother will watch 3 to 5 episodes a day. I am losing my time. Matthew, you're kind of having a logical fallacy here. If it were the worst show, why would your brother watch it so much? I'm sorry that you're losing your time on the TV because your brother is watching Boss Baby while you'd prefer to watch your stupid show like Teen Titans Go or Breaking Bad. But your little brother is a top G for watching Boss Baby, so you should either get a life outside of watching TV or just conform to your brother's TV habits and watch Boss Baby with him. Honorable mention goes to this 3-star review, which says, "Fine, but a little disadvantageous. Sorry for my bad spelling. This series brings back the memories when the movie came out, but when the series came up, especially season 2, they kinda had a bit of bad influence to the younger audiences. 1. Characters have changed. Jimbo, a muscle man to a fun and loving but not that helpful baby. Tim slash Timothy. I love that he needed to clarify that. A sweet, imaginative boy to a little brat who thinks everyone will listen to him. Stacy, probably my fave. A charming little baby to a violent, savage baby. Janice and Ted, sweet parents to favoriting Tim as you look at the episodes. 2. Bad influences. Season 1 teaches you to hate on cats. This makes cat lovers annoyed. I don't see any problem with that. Season 2, to hate on your grandparents, probably the worst influence in the show. 3. Nothing that much. 4. To hate on wild animals and doggies. 3. Only some jokes are funny. Season 1, Episode 1. One of the lines, it's like negotiating in North Korea. It's not funny, it's offensive. Lots of other jokes weren't funny, and I forgot the lines for it. Okay, well, this guy has a couple problems here. The first problem with this kid's reasoning is whenever he starts talking about the bad influences, as he calls them. First, with season 1, I don't see why hating on cats is a bad thing. They're evil little creatures. And then when he talks about the grandparents, about hating on your grandparents, he clearly does not possess the IQ high enough to understand season 2. And you can tell this not just by his spelling, but by what he's actually saying, because the whole point of season 2 was teaching you to love on your grandparents, okay? Like the main character development in that whole season was whenever the boss baby and the grandma who hated each other came to love each other. I mean, this poor guy does not even understand character development. And then he says that uh season 4 hating on wild animals and doggies is bad. I mean, I agree. I don't like hating on doggies, but let's be honest, no one cares about season 4. That season sucks. We only care about season 1 and 2. And then he complains about how the jokes are funny and how negotiating in North Korea is offensive. But, bro, let's be honest. That is like a pretty good joke to have in a kid's show. It's not even offensive. It's just making fun of Kim Jong Un, the leader of North Korea. It's not making fun of any other North Korean besides Kim Jong Un. Bro, you need to learn the difference between a stereotype and making fun of individual people. I think the only thing worse than your spelling is your analysis of this show. Well, there you have it. This is why bad reviews prove that a good show is actually good. Boss Baby, Back in Business is a must watch and you should watch it. Goodbye.